What does fear look like when carved into solid rock? Our modern society believes precision is an achievement of electricity, computation, and heavy machinery. We comfort ourselves with a linear narrative of progress. Humanity climbed from primitive mud toward the stars, but high in the Bolivian Andes, over 12,000 feet above sea level, lies Puma Punku, the door of the Puma, and it shatters that narrative into 1,000 pieces. To casual tourists, it's a collapsed puzzle, gray and red stones scattered like forgotten blocks. But step closer. Look with the eye of an aerospace engineer. The cuts are perfectly straight to within fractions of a millimeter. The right angles are carved with geometric precision that rejects any Stone Age artisan. The surfaces are so flush, they mirror modern prefabricated concrete. They had no iron tools, no draft horses, no written blueprints, yet they constructed a modular interlocking system that mocks the machine age. The builders used two primary stones, massive red sandstone blocks weighing up to 130 tons, and dark gray volcanic andesite. Sandstone is forgiving, andesite is not. It's a volcanic rock so dense, so hard with crystalline silica, that modern work requires diamond-tipped industrial tools or plasma cutters. Strike it with a bronze chisel, and the metal deforms like butter. Yet the builders of Puma Punku machined it with the fluid confidence of a manufacturing plant. Scattered across the site are the famous H-blocks, complex, modular gray structures with identical dimensions, perfectly flush surfaces, and deeply recessed geometric channels. Measure these channels with a digital caliper at 10 different points. Variation is zero. Slide your bare finger across the interior edges and they're sharp enough to slice skin. Perfectly uniform drill-like holes run along channels, spaced with mathematical rhythm like a fiber optic rotor plate. Claiming this precision was achieved by tribal laborers striking rock with diorite hammerstones isn't bad history. It's a logical insult. It's claiming a computer chip was carved with an axe. But the true genius lies not in individual blocks. It lies in the assembly code itself. These stones were engineered as components of a massive, modular interlocking machine. Look at the back profiles of the H-blocks. Complex mortise and tenon joints, negative space cutouts, T-shaped grooves designed to hold structural tie clamps. When functional, these multi-ton blocks slotted together seamlessly, like pieces of a giant, high-precision puzzle. But how do you prevent blocks of immense weight from shifting during earthquakes? The builders didn't use mortar. Instead, they used cold-poured metallic brackets. Throughout the stones are matching sockets. When blocks were pushed together, liquid metal was poured directly into grooves, creating an unbreakable bond. When modern metallurgists drilled into these remnants, they didn't find simple copper. They found a rare, specialized alloy of copper, arsenic, and nickel, a non-brittle compound requiring temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees Celsius to create. This wasn't primitive masonry. This was ancient industrial prefabrication, standardized interchangeable components, quality control, factory standardization. Our civilization didn't achieve this until the late 19th century Industrial Revolution. How do you move a block weighing over 100 tons up a steep mountain pass onto a high-altitude plateau without beasts of burden or wheels? Mainstream theory claims slave labor, thousands of men dragging massive slabs over miles of broken terrain using ropes and wooden rollers. But there's a fatal flaw. At 12,000 feet, the plateau is above the tree line. Trees don't grow large enough to create rollers that could bear a 100-ton stone. The native Aymara oral traditions scoff at this narrative. They say the city was built in a single night by gods who possess the power of the word. The great stones were moved through the air by the blast of a ritual trumpet, floating effortlessly from quarries to plateau. We dismiss this as mythic poetry, but acoustic levitation, using localized sound frequencies to create standing waves that lift dense matter, is real physics. Andesite is rich in quartz crystals, materials known for piezoelectric and resonant properties. Was Puma Punku an acoustic array? A giant stone resonator designed to convert natural vibrations into power? When Spanish conquistadors reached the Bolivian plateau in the 16th century, they found the Inca Empire. When they asked who built Puma Punku, the Inca rulers shook their heads. It was already a ruin long before their grandfathers were born. They called it the place where the world was created by an unknown intelligence. There are no hieroglyphs at Puma Punku, no written records, no names, no faces, no dates, complete anonymity. Why would a civilization capable of machining volcanic rock with sub-millimeter precision choose not to write their names down? The answer is chilling. They didn't need to. In total industrial standardization, you don't write a story on a brick. The brick serves a functional purpose within a larger grid. The H-blocks aren't art. They're the ancient equivalent of cinder blocks or server racks. The meaning wasn't in the stone itself. It was in what the stone did when the system was plugged in. The most disturbing aspect isn't how Puma Punku was built, it's how it was violently destroyed. It doesn't look like a city that slowly decayed. It looks like a high-energy explosion occurred from the inside out. 100-ton sandstone slabs are snapped cleanly in half like dry crackers. H-blocks are scattered for hundreds of yards, half buried in thick layers of compacted mud. Some blocks are driven deep into earth at violent angles, as if dropped from great height or hit by massive shockwaves. Mainstream archaeology claims local looters disassembled the site, but looting doesn't explain why a 50-ton block of volcanic andesite is flipped completely upside down, ripped from its metallic brackets, and shattered like glass. Looters don't waste energy flipping 50-ton blocks into dirt. The physical placement suggests a sudden, violent, high-energy cataclysm. The key is Lake Titicaca. Sonar scans show submerged ruins and ancient shorelines radically shifted. A massive tidal surge, a colossal wall of water, mud, and stone, swept across the plateau with such force it tore the entire complex apart in seconds. Puma Punku is a monument to the Great Deletion at its most physical. A civilization that reached absolute pinnacle of structural perfection, wiped clean from history by planetary shift, leaving behind stone puzzle pieces our technology can analyze, but our minds can no longer solve. We're comforted by the idea that history is a straight line from primitive simplicity to high-tech complexity. But Puma Punku breaks that mirror. It forces us to confront the cyclical narrative, the reality that civilizations rise, reach absolute technological dominance, enter supreme arrogance, then are reset by the planet itself. We look at our digital networks, global logistics, glass skyscrapers, and believe our knowledge is eternal because it's stored in the cloud. But the cloud is fragile. Silicon, copper, electricity. It requires constant maintenance. A severe solar event, a Carrington-class coronal mass ejection, could strike tomorrow. The cloud vanishes in seconds. Hard drives wipe. Servers melt. Power grids fail. Within weeks, our high-speed civilization collapses. Within 1,000 years, glass towers shatter. Plastic degrades to dust. Paper rots. Nothing remains but concrete highway foundations and deep stone vaults. Future archaeologists would look at our buried highway grids and experience the exact same confusion we feel examining the H-blocks of Bolivia. They would call us primitives obsessed with straight lines. The architects of the high Andes understood this fundamental law of planetary cycles. If you want a message to survive the inevitable reset, you don't write on paper. You don't store on silicon. All those mediums are fragile, easily erased by the Great Deletion. If you want a message to endure 10,000 years, you cut it deep into volcanic rock. You build with materials that don't rust, don't rot, don't burn. They left an unyielding archive of perfect right angles, modular symmetry, and machine-age precision. They didn't leave written warnings because language changes, alphabets die, words lose meaning, but a 90-degree angle, a perfectly flush surface, a uniform drill hole, those are universal mathematical truths, an eternal broadcast to any advanced intelligence that rediscovers them. Puma Punku is not a tomb, it's not a ruin, it's an alarm clock written in volcanic stone. It sits quietly at 12,000 feet, cold, broken, completely unyielding. Physical proof that highly advanced intelligence once walked these peaks. A silent warning that the clock is always ticking down to the next reset. Subscribe to Mythic Code Official. Decode the world or be buried beneath it.